This is the new project van. It's a 2014 long wheelbase Vivaro. It's the sportive model and it's in a lovely black colour, as you can see. Plenty of room inside. It's in reasonably good nick. Hasn't been used as a builder's van or anything like that, so it's a good base for a camper. You can see the weather's not the best today, but it's got a tow bar, very nice alloys. It's in desperate need of a wash, so we'll make use of the rain. Interior is in very good condition. Obviously it's sportive, it's the aircon model as well. So I can't wait to get cracking on this one. Should make a very nice camper indeed. Okay, got it back to the workshop and I'm going to get in there, take all those panels out and give it a damn good clean and get that bulkhead out too, and then do some measurements. So that's the bulkhead out and I've unscrewed all the panels, and as you can see that is why it's always a good idea to get the floor up when you're going to build a camper van, because obviously you saw how nice and tidy it was before I lifted the floor, and to be honest the floor does look in really good condition, but where on earth has all that crap come from? So I'm going to go and get the broom and we'll see what it's like in a minute. You can see the dust on the inside of the panels as well now, but it's got to get a good scrub now. Okay, that's the van relatively clean. There's not too much point going all in just yet because we've got to make some holes in the van, and that's going to get bits of metal everywhere and we'll have to do the same job twice. So that panel there has got to come out for one window. I've got to get that cover off because I haven't done that, and there's going to be a window that side. Haven't decided on windows in the back doors yet. Doesn't tend to bother me when I'm driving a van, but some people like to be able to see at the back, so I probably will put some in, and then it'll be another clean up properly so it's spotless. Okay, the next job, obviously I said, is the windows, and one thing that really bugs me is when I see people doing windows is they don't mask the paintwork up. Now, depending on what you're cutting with, that might be fine, but if you're using a jigsaw or even an angle grinder, there's going to be hot little bits of metal dust and stuff coming off, and it will stick into your paintwork. So the sensible thing to do is mask it up. So I can get inside, I've left the side sliding door unmasked for now. I'm going to cut the holes for the back windows and the offside window, and then once they're done I'm going to mask up the sliding door. That's all ready to pop out, as are the back ones. You might ask why I've taped up the edges. Well, as you're cutting, this vibrates, and that was the last cut I did, and that one, so the rest of them taped up stops it flapping around so much. And it also means I can cut them from inside, because a lot of people say they cut them from outside, they drill holes and then follow the holes around. But if you do it from inside, you get to follow the edge there because it's double skinned, and that means you get a nice cut where it's supposed to be for you to put your rubber trim on, and then when you're outside you just pull the tape off and you can push them inside so it doesn't damage her exterior paintwork. And you can see all the bits of metal there. There's a lot more of that because a lot of it came off. All these metal shavings, that would all be stuck into my very nice black paintwork. So that's why we mask it up. So I got to get those out, mask up the other side and get the side one, the sliding door one off. And then, while that window's out, I'm going to carpet this side, carpet line it, so that I can fold it around the edge, and then that's a lot neater than having the rubber trim on the inside and having to trim your Stanley knife around the carpet to make it all fit. As long as the weather's alright or you've got an indoor space, cut off the window, put your carpet lining in, and you'll see how neat it looks at the end. Before I take this off, I need to file this smooth and also get some of the protective paint on it as well, just in case it drips here. So everything's nice and sorted. And the other thing I see some people not do, once I get the carpet wrapped around here, is just use a bit of Scotch-Brite to make a bit of a key. A lot of people say you don't need to if you use that black primer stuff, but seriously, I've had a van I bought of someone else, the window had been fitted, and when I slammed my driver's door I kept hearing this secondary thud. It turned out the window was coming off, and every time I slammed the door the air pressure inside the van made it go. So just do yourself a favour, it only takes a couple of minutes. Either get the rubber trim on, get the carpet round it, and round the edge where you're going to put the adhesive, just score it with a bit of Scotch-Brite. You'll see what I mean when I've done it. That's all the holes cut for the windows, and before I put that one in, as I said, I'm going to carpet line it. But before I carpet line in, I'm going to fill that area with the insulation because it'll be easier, and also I'm going to tape over those holes there so that it's a lot neater when the carpet's on, because otherwise you'll be able to dip your finger in that bit. I've got the carpet in. I haven't glued it in everywhere because the important bit is just around that window, so I can get the vehicle watertight again. So I'm going to take that cover off. The cover was there, the one from below that I've raised up. Down before I break my neck. This cover was the one that was below the window, which I've taped over the window, because when that glue sprays out, it goes absolutely everywhere, ends up sticking to parts of the vehicle's body and stuff, and it's a bugger to get off then. Yeah, so now I'm going to go to the other side, take that back off, spray around just the edge there, and then I'll be ready to sort out fitting the window. That's all the windows on now in place. I think I might have overdone the tape on the back doors. Then I've got the opener on the sliding door, just so we can get a bit of ventilation in there. And you might notice I've opened the driver's and passenger's window a little bit. That's so that when you shut or open any doors, the air inside isn't looking for the quickest escape route if the seals are good on the vehicle, which means it'll just pop the windows off possibly if you slam the doors. So that just saves any mistakes in that department. So it's supposed to be 1 hour drive away time on the adhesive. I'm going to give it a couple of hours and go and do something else for a bit. That's my windows all done. You can see how tight it is with the carpet poked through there. Much better job in my opinion. And the back ones are in. So now I'll be able to start actually giving it a good clean and building a camper van. Thanks for watching.